All right. So, yeah, so now we are definitely feeling the loss of the Air Force. That UK is going to put a lot of pressure on Germany, and he actually positioned it really quite well. So even Berlin right now, he's got 3 transports with 2 tanks and artillery that he can pick up. He's got a battleship. He's got 2 fighters that can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's got these 2 fighters that can go 1, 2, 3 and land on the carrier. And he's got a bomber over here that can go 1, 2, 3, 4, land up in Norway. So he's got 4 fighters, a bomber, 3 transports, and a battleship putting pressure on Berlin just like that. Equally so, pressure going on Karelia. So we are definitely going to start feeling it already. I am going to break down and buy a fighter early. Didn't really want to do this, but we're going to need it. So that's the downside. The positive is we are going to go ahead and stack, because he went fairly heavy into Arch, we're going to go ahead and stack Caucasus this turn. So we're going to push in and just take that. Everything is extremely thin down to the single infantry of how things go on whether we end up not looking so good or not. So it's going to be very tight, is what I'm saying, basically. I'm going to go back and look at my one calculator here real quick. I need 18 infantry to survive in Caucasus for me to be comfortable without having to land my Japan fighter there. Now that's the thing, in worst case scenario, if I have to go ahead and land my fighter there, then so be it. Not what I want to do. I really want to get that fighter back over to the Pacific, but we had to see. Oh yeah, so over here he moved his planes inland because I failed here. That means he can move his whole stack into here potentially, and these fighters are now 1, 2, 3, 4 from the Philippines. He's sitting here looking to come in. So even if he sacrificed a guy and then he could send 4 fighters over with it, that would make that very, very painful. Or even 1, 2, 3. No, these guys can't make it, I don't think. Yeah, those guys can't make it. But nonetheless, he can throw 6 infantry, 4 fighters, and the Philippines is his. So that's not a good thing. So we're hurting there a little bit. So either we're going to have to throw some destroyer blocks in here and stay in 60-62 and build some more destroyers and whatever I got to, or move my fleet into 48, which means we pull them away from these guys and give him some freedom up here. So again, I'm going to wait till Japan's turn to really worry about that, but it is something. This is a little cheeky move where you can sacrifice transports and land fighters to gain a territory. And right now we want to hold on to these as long as we can so that we can preserve our income. So yeah, so we're going to build 9 infantry, 1 artillery, and a fighter, and hopefully things go okay. And so I know we're doing all of that. Gonna throw a few extra infantry in, and I'll figure out the rest of the infantry after I see what happens up here. I really need at least 1 more to go up here. I want 1 to stay. Oh man. Well, at least 1 to stay in West Russia. That fighter's probably gonna get picked off regardless. Now that I think about it, because I can only really afford 1 infantry there, I believe. Well, that kind of stinks. maybe we can put 2 infantry there, and if we have 2 infantry, that might be more than he wants to attack. So ideally, that's what we get. So how many we got going in here? Let me do my counts here. So we got 7 going. So I want at least 11 more going. I want at least 1 guy going up here. That would leave me 2. So 2 infantry over the fighter would be ideal. We'll see if that happens or not. Again, it comes all the way down to the single solo infantry and what happens to him. Oh, do want to do our guys up here. Yeah, now is definitely where things are going to get rough for Germany. And you know, even though I'm gonna stack this G6, G9 still, G9 may be a little bit of a fantasy tale, because we're gonna lose all our forward momentum of these units. All right, I'm feeling a 4 coming on. I'm feeling a 4. See that 4. Let's see that 4. Let's see that 4. Here we go. Feeling the 4. Feeling the 4. Let's see the 4. Yeah, look at that. We got the 4. All right. That was big because, like I said, that one single infantry makes a huge difference on a domino effect of things. Now, this battle's big. We need to win this. I suppose I should have pulled out the calculator to check on this. I felt like I was going fairly decently in there, but... Okay. Okay. All right. We got this. I don't mind trading heavy with Russia. You know, as we mentioned before, I'm okay with trading heavy with Russia. I don't want to trade heavy with the UK, but trading heavy with Russia, all good. All right, good deal. Good round of battles for us. Very significant that the one guy did not hit, because, like I said, I needed at least 18 here, and I need one more up there. So that 18, you know, if I had lost one, then to go to 17 and have 2 cover, then they would kill that, and then Russia would have an advantage on them. So I'd had to gone to 1 infantry, and then it definitely would have been a good kill, and then we're losing the fight regardless. So, all right, what do I need in Berlin? I need to make sure I don't go giving him Berlin, so I'm going to double check the good old calculator I ran earlier. I need 11 infantry there. We are building 8 infantry there, so we need to leave 3. So we can't go there with the 4. Let's see, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I'm thinking G9's a bit of a fantasy. I'm not even going to... G8's not really a good doable. So if we went 6, 7, 8, 9, so we can take some of these guys up this way, which I think I want to do just to be able to reinforce up here as needed. And if I don't need them, then they can trade in West Russia, they can come down here, and they can come back down 7, 8, 9. So they're still in play for G9, which I'll remain hopeful for G9, but like I said, I just got a feeling it's going to be doubtful for G9 at this point, because the other thing you got to consider, he's got 6 fighters here, he's got 10, he's got 12, he's got 13 fighters. These fighters come 6, 7, so 15 fighters, and you can build 2 fighters a turn and sit here and trade France and Northwest Europe and bounce these fighters off the African coast here. So he'll be adding 2 fighters a turn. So every turn we don't take Moscow, 2 more fighters come in. And he's got some pretty good tricks with his navies that I guess I got to be really careful. Like I said, he set up a nice little 1-2 here on the Philippines. And I've played Mray before. He does some really creative things, just like I'm also concerned about him getting these guys and having a direct shot on Tokyo. So he does some excellent KJF play. So I'm starting to get a little worried here. I'm not going to lie. This has got me a little bit tense. So anyways, 3. Got my 8 I'm building. So we'll have 11. Got the fighter, my bomber. I'm actually giving him a 28% shot on Berlin, which is more than I would like to. But again, I'm just respecting the fact that he's a good player. I don't know that. I don't feel like I'm ahead enough to justify. I don't really feel ahead at all, to be honest. Here we go. So we got to realize we got 2 strong allies in Japan to go, but looking at this, because I'm not good at looking at this, so Japan and UK are essentially the same. So we got 42 IPC, so that's like potentially 14 attack power going to them. So to only be behind 11 in the KJF at this point is actually really pretty good. Now he is going to have the time, if once he gets the islands at some point where he's building the factories. And he'll drop some in his attack power then as 15 IPC go to each factory he puts in here. So that's 5 infantry. So that's 5 attack power he's losing for each infantry, each factory he needs to build. So, and again, my big concern is make sure I don't lose Tokyo. I really want to just put my navy in here, but then I've got to defend 6 infantry, 4 fighters, a battleship, and a cruiser hitting Tokyo. So I don't know. And these guys 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. So yeah, at least they're good. These guys 1, 2, 3, 4. They could hit there. These guys could go 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys could go 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can take on 4 fighters. So I don't think all of them can hit, right? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So only 4 of these fighters can hit C-Zone 60. 62 is a different story. So anyways, we'll worry about Japan's turn when it comes to Japan's turn. I'm getting ahead of myself here.